Bishop. You wouldn't be doing backpedaling, would you?
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Greenleaf. This is season 3, episode 3. And poor Bishop James Greenleaf is doing a bit of backpedaling and pussy popping, I'd say. Just a mess. A mess. We're going to talk about it. Okay, so first things first. It's morning. Gigi and Lady Mae basically are not speaking. They're not speaking. Sophia is sitting there at the table with them. She can sense the tension and all of that. She's getting ready to go. She says something about later on that evening. Lady Mae says, you know what, why don't you and I have some dinner? And she says, okay, I love that, Grandma. And whatever, anything, because she just ain't speaking to nobody else. Yeah, Lady Mae is basically, she definitely ain't speaking to Bishop, and she's definitely not speaking to Gigi. She's speaking to nobody but the folks that work there. And Sophia. That's it. That's it. Okay. Whatever. So they're sitting there, and then there's this package that comes. And Gigi says to her, well, what is that, Mama? And she said, I know you ain't talking to me, honey. Don't ask me nothing. If you weren't family, you wouldn't even be living in this house right now the way you spoke to me last night. And Gigi's like, whatever. And she goes on off. And I'm like, I love how May likes to pull cards. But she has this thing about playing the victim. Everybody done did something to May. Whatever May has done, if she says sorry or she repented for it, then it's like it just never existed and it just should go away into the sea of forgetfulness. But that's not the way that it goes when people have done things to May. Whether or not they were warranted, it doesn't get forgotten. She holds it and she's going to hold you to it. I said, girl, May, you is too much. Anyway, the papers were actually, it was divorce papers. Child, a bishop done went and what up May. She told him last week she was going to divorce his black ass. And he said, really? And he went and filed to divorce her black ass first. I said, oh. I said, oh my gosh. And then we start seeing him. We start seeing Bishop running around. You done filed for divorce against Lady Mae, and then now you backpedaling and pussy popping, all worried. Everybody see May, everybody see May. I was like, is he serious? He literally, he did it, and he regretted it. He acted out in anger as to what she said. He really wanted to take it back. He wanted to backpedal and pussy pop, but sorry, Bishop, that not no divorce. Can't be playing with the D word like that, boo-boo. You can't. Anyway, he gets down to the office. He's looking everywhere for May, and they're like, well, do you want me to call? Corinne asked him, do you want me to call you whenever, want me to find her? What do you want me to do? He said, no, she'll find me. I said, oh, yeah, you better bet. You better bet, buddy. Because she had drove off from the house and in a funk. Nobody knew where she was going. So then we see in his office, he had asked Corinne, is she in there? It's like, no. It was that damn Charity. Charity's in the bishop's office. She want everybody to drop what they doing because Charity has a problem. I'm off of the tour, Daddy. And I've decided what I want to do with myself. I want to preach, Daddy. I'm going to preach. I got a calling from the Lord to preach. And she started babbling off some foolishness. He looked at her and he said, "You are a singer. You're a singer. Do that. Go sing. Preaching is not a plan B. You preaching nothing. Get your ass out of here." I was like, Lord, and I'm laughing. I'm like, child, you ain't been through, well, up until lately, you hadn't been through anything. And then you don't even know how to handle yourself when shit goes down. So how are you preaching to somebody? You've not overcome the shit that actually happened. How you preaching? You can't preach if you've not been through anything, if you've not resolved anything, seen any rough. How are you going to preach something? How are you going to relate to people? People have issues. You ain't had no issues. What issues did you have, Charity? Girl, sit down. Better go sing a song and go sit down. Anyway, then we see Lady Mae at an attorney, and the attorney was bad. She was so sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. African American female attorney. And they're going back and forth, and she told Mae, yeah, I need $10,000 to retain her, and we get started. And she asked her, are you a Christian? She told her, no, I'm not. And when I get done, you'll be glad that I wasn't. I said, oh, all right, honey. Said, baby, she's letting you know she's getting ready to drag his ass, honey. So get ready. And she told her, she said, now, I want to put you up on this, though. You're the first lady. You've been the first lady for quite a while. But you need to understand, when it's over, it's over. It is completely over. The Cinderella time is gone. When your bishop is done with you, pretty much everybody else attached to your bishop is done with you, because that's people. The bishop, everybody else. Anybody gonna fool with you. So you might as well just get ready. No more big hats. No more fancy parking spaces, honey. Done. You'll be a regular chick down to the church. Might not be liked very well. So just so you're ready. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So then we see Charity calling Jabari. Baby, listen. Jabari has completely moved on. He is so not paying Charity any mind. Like, literally, I mean, he was so short with her, so curt. I was like, damn. Like, this is the second time he's been curt with you. Second time he done hung up on her, because he literally hung up on her. She talking, he just click up. Ain't interested what you talking about. What you gonna do? Better move on. Anyway, Grace is actually there at the church, and there's this woman shows up. She's supposed to be doing a cover shot and an interview for this magazine with Lady Mae. Everybody knows Lady Mae is nowhere to be found. So the girl says, well, can I interview you? And she says, sure, no problem. So we knew, sure enough, I said, this is gonna come up again. So y'all just remember this, because this is gonna come up again. It didn't in this episode, but I am so sure it's going to come up again. Because at the end of the episode, Mae looked and seen that magazine that came out, and she looked and said, what is this? She says, oh, well, the woman came and she said that she had a deadline, and Mae just looked at. I said, girl, what is the problem, honey? So I said, all right. I said, so we're going to hold on to that little information, because we're going to see that again. That's going to come back again. So I was like, all right, cool. Bishop goes and talks to Jacob, and he basically lets Jacob know what he has done. Jacob was livid. Absolutely livid. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, and now you want to take it back and all of this, but like, why would you even do it? I was like, child, a mess. Same thing. He had a conversation with Gigi. Gigi's like, what? I was like, so they're basically, everybody just waiting for the fireworks, child. Next thing we see, Charity goes and shows up. She's just so busy this time. She goes and she shows up over at Kevin's to pick up the baby. Kevin's not home. Aaron's there with the baby. He said, Kevin just ran to the store. We thought you were coming later. She said, yeah, I just decided to show up early. You know what, girl? This is one of them little eavesdroppers never find. They don't hear good stuff. So all this, I'm gonna show up early. You want to run into something. So if you're looking for something, you're going to find it. So it ends up coming out. Aaron's like, she's like, we wanted to talk to you because she's trying to hurry up and get on out of there. And he's like, well, I would wish that you would stay until Kevin comes back. And keep in mind, Charity has known Aaron all her life. She's acting like he's a total stranger and she ain't got no use for none of it. And he's like, I'll just go ahead and tell you. I was here. I had an interview. Because as soon as he said, we want to talk to you on something, she'll say, what, are you moving in? And he told her, I was here on an interview. I got the offer for the job. So, yes, I am actually going to be moving here. She went right into, she pulled her own whole car because she went out there. Well, Kevin's moving on and I'm moving on. I have things going on. You're lying. You don't have anything going on. You're molded and you're swole because he's doing better in his relationship than you are. You know deep down in your heart of hearts that Jabari don't want you no more. You know it. You're just waiting for him to say it out of his mouth. But you know it. You know that that's fucked up and it's all over with. And these two are happy and you're mad. You're mad and you're evil and you're jealous. Girl, just admit it to yourself and then you can be able to start to heal and move on. Until then, you're just going to be a bitter old bitch. She's like, well, I just got to get out of here. I'm just ready to go. She gets up, takes the baby, gets in the car, drives 7 hours to Nashville. Shows up at the rehearsal spot on Jabari. He's there with the new girl. And you can tell there's some little sparks flying because this is how Jabari do. We just think Jabari's old hot dick Jabari. Just like he gave it to you real good. She knew when she rolled out. He either done gave it to her real good or getting ready to give it to her real good. She pulls up, she got the baby, and she just rolls in and she's like, oh, I'm here. He's like, here for what? Send everybody out on a break. I'm here for the tour. He said, you had a contract. Just like she got a contract. You didn't hold up to your contract, so that contract was broken. I'm not getting ready to break her contract because now you want to come back and do it. Ain't got time for this, Sherry. I don't have time. I don't have time. And she's like, well, what about us? He's like, what about it? He was so cold and so curt. And she's like ready to cry and sitting there looking all stupid. I'm like, you standing there with this goddamn baby and then drove 900,000 miles. I said, oh my God, she's so crazy. And just the way that Jabari handled her was so horrible. She's all like, ready to bust out with the I love you, baby. And he was giving, I ain't going back and forth with you, nigga. It's like, it was horrible. And she's like, and he said, go home, Charity. Take your baby and go home. That baby, get the fuck out of here, honey. And she's all like, they don't want me at home. He said, I don't want you here either, honey. I'm living my best life. I said, oh, it was terrible. It was so terrible. I almost felt bad for her. But I didn't because you're a stupid bitch. You're stupid. She put this baby back in the car and she's off. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, girl, you done made yourself look foolish. And she's in the car. And just when you thought she couldn't look any worse, she's driving and Kevin calls us like Charity. And he's like, saying something. She's like, basically trying to give him, well, I don't really care, child. I don't care what you're talking about, honey. Look for shit. And he's like, Charity, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm on tour. He's like, what? Now you lying, bitch, and starting trouble where it ain't even necessary because you lying. You know that queen's going to come after you, don't you? That queen is going to get you, honey. He going to get you, bitch. He's going to get you all for nothing because you're not on tour. You're not going to be preaching. Girl, you'll be right there at home singing on Sunday morning, honey, and you start all this shit for nothing. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Anyway, um, Darius actually decides to tell Grace, I could run a background check on Rochelle. Because she said something about her just does not sit right with me. He ran a background check on her, came back and said she checks out. She checks out. Couldn't find no dirt on her or nothing. But he did find a list of churches that have been cutting deals with some guy from the IRS. And there's actually a list, and they're going to be being exposed. And it's churches that were literally not reporting personal income. And Calvary is at the top of the list. I said, oh my God. So the IRS stuff ain't completely settled. I said, oh, this is just awful. So that was that. Lady May is wherever she's at, and she's just out and at the juke joint, honey, and just drunked up. Talking about her good old friend Maxine that she used to go to school with. And Maxine, basically, they were both supposed to be going to Howard University for seminary and all of this. And she decided not to go. Instead, she's telling these women that she don't know. And they're like, oh, you know Maxine? Maxine's like this big televangelist now. And she's like, yeah, I know her, this, that, and the other. She's in Atlanta now, blah, blah, blah. She gets to be drunk. I mean, when I say drunk and dancing, just a drunken ass mess. She ends up staying over at the motel close to the bar. Calls home, gets Sophia and tells Sophia, oh, baby, I'm so sorry about our dinner, this, that, thing, and the other. I'll make it up to you tomorrow. I just want to let you know that I'm not coming home tonight, but I'll be home in the morning. Honey, she's like, Grandpa wants to talk to you. Honey, Bishop jumped on that phone, honey, she gave. Oh, click up. I said, oh! She not featuring you, you bastard. I was like, okay. So that was that. And his whole thing, he just totally having these second thoughts about filing this divorce. I said, oh my God. So next thing you know, speaking of people who are regretting things, Tasha is sitting there having a drink with Rochelle, and she's listening to Rochelle. She's looking at Rochelle, and she's starting to regret her involvement with Rochelle because she's kind of seeing how evil that Rochelle really is. You know, you done made a deal with the devil, and now you want to backpedal and pussy pop, but he won't let you pedal backwards. I said, oh, honey, she was telling her, she just the stuff that she was saying, it just everything was from this dark, evil place, honey. Well, she even called, talking about the Greenleafs have been pimping religion for like 2 decades, and I guess they're going to continue on with that little yellow thing at Grace's. I said, oh, no, she ain't talking about Sophie. I was like, damn, Rochelle. She's just vicious. And Tasha's now, I think she's regretting some of it, and I think Tasha is a little sweet on Jacob, Patty. In the midst of all of this, Jacob had a meeting because Tasha came and told him somebody been stealing out the goddamn out the till, honey. So he met with all the ushers. He thought right away, he told Carissa, I think it's that damn daughter of ours, stealing, honey. No, not my baby, this, that, thing, and the other. Had the meeting, looked her in her face. She was looking suspect. Next thing you know, baby, he comes in that house, busts up in her room, honey, yelling at her. He's tearing the room up. He said, where's this money? Where is the money? Stop tearing up my stuff. What are you talking about? This is crazy. Finds the money. Told her, you lied to me, honey. Carissa was sitting there looking. I'm hating this new way that they're writing Carissa, because Carissa's a cold-hearted bitch, for the most part. But they just got her so weak now all of a sudden. But I'm like, okay, Carissa. I just think she's just busy, so I'm just going to give her a pass that she's just busy, and some of the stuff that's going on, she just can't latch on to. But I'm like, damn. But yeah, Carissa's like, oh my God, she was so done with that damn Zora. Last thing we see, honey, May shows back up, rolls up on Bishop, honey. Bishop tells her, I was moving too fast, man. I just didn't mean this, that, thing, and the other. And told her, she's like, oh no, I think this was good because you made me stop and really look at myself. And this was right after she had planned this. She told Corinne to find her a ticket so she can go to Atlanta. I was like, uh-oh. She came in and she told him, you know what? He said, please don't do this. She said, no, I have to. I have to. And then turned around and walked on out of there. I said, oh, you know her, honey. You know she got some shit for your ass, honey. You know she did. Lord have mercy. I just love Greenleaf. All right, you guys. I'll catch y'all next week. Ciao. I'm just laughing. Still laughing at that goddamn dumbass Charity. Got that baby driving her 14 hours driving around. She need her ass whipped. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.